Hello guys, it's Anime Buddy. Today I'm going to recap a new amazing Chinese anime that you had never watched, and if you like this anime, then please subscribe my channel. In the beginning of the episode, we see the Dragon Kingdom, where we see the Dragon King and his daughter Uzi, who are out on a walk in their kingdom. Uzi's eyes fall on the injured wolf lying in front of her. Dragon King understands that this wolf must have been injured by Tiger, only then she gets down there and starts looking at that wolf and asks his dad to help him. But the dragon finds it too hard to save, so Uzi gives him her necklace, which is very sacred to the Dragon clan, and she hopes it will protect this wolf. She then heals the wolf with the energy of her spell, and the wolf is once again on his feet. Then the dragon tells Uzi to go back, and they both go towards the Dragon Palace. The next scene is a few years later, where we see a boy named Chen, and he's wearing the same necklace that Uzi wore on that wolf. Now it is understood here that Chen is actually the same wolf whose life was saved by Uzi, and he has come here to fishing for Uzi. After much effort, he manages to catch a fish and apologizes to it for killing it. Just then a spirit comes out of the ground, which is of the earth god here, and tells Hiroto that you are a very hard-working boy. From his words, it is revealed that Hiroto works at the Dragon Palace and was formerly a wolf, but has transformed himself into a human after cultivation. Earth God is very happy with his loyalty and says that if he works hard like this, he will soon become intelligent like humans. Then he feels something strange and he sees some golden lights coming from the sky. The Earth God tells that this is the army of the gods, and if they're coming like this means that there must be some disturbance here. He terrified and hide back in the ground, and Chen also heads to the palace to report the news. In the palace, we see the Dragon King, who is currently in his human form, and he also gets to know about the arrival of the gods. Then his son Shen comes there, who says that maybe the gods have come to know about the sutra and we can make peace with the gods by giving the sutra to them. King refuses to accept this and says that we have kept that sutra hidden for 16 years, and if it gets into the hands of the deities, there can be a lot of destruction. To save sutra power, he thinks of fighting the gods, and he asks Shen to prepare his army immediately. Next we see Princess Uzi, who has grown up, and she also understands that this is the army of Tian, the leader of the gods. Dragon King says that you are thinking right, and this is the same army in front of which no one has ever been able to stand. Uzi says that for the last hundreds of years there was no war between the gods and the dragon. Then why are they coming to fight us now? Dragon King then tells her that the King Tian and his gods are now corrupt and life is of no value to them. That's why we have to face them. Uzi also asks to help them, but King is afraid that this will reveal Uzi's secret, so he tells her to go somewhere far away in advance. Then Chen comes there and says that I also want to help you in this fight. Uzi explains to him that you are not yet strong enough, but Chen is not ready to leave her. The Dragon King also gets very angry and tells Chen that the human body is hard to get by cultivation and you should respect it. Only then the army of the gods reaches there, which is being led by General Lin. He asks them to give back the sutra and tells that this sutra is the trust of the gods. Then the Dragon King says that we don't know about any sutra and you cannot disturb us by coming here like this. The general gives him a final warning, but that too has no effect on the Dragon King. And seeing this, the general orders to attack a fierce battle ensues between the two armies. As the different gods try their hand at it, they soon learn that dragons are too difficult to tame. Many soldiers of the gods are killed in this fight, and then there comes the minister Guan. He tells the general that if this fight continues like this, then soon we will be defeated and then King Tian will not show mercy on you. Hearing this, the general himself comes forward and a fight starts between him and the Dragon King. Chen and Uzi also get involved in the fight, but just then, Uzi is wounded by an arrow. Chen goes to rescue her regardless of himself, and the Dragon King tells him to take Uzi away from here. But then the general injured the Dragon King, and that is why he comes in his dragon form to face the general. The general also fights him fiercely, and finally cuts off the Dragon King's head with his weapon. Then he throws the head near the Guan. Guan asks the Dragon King to tell the truth, but the Dragon King still does not tell him anything. Guan kills the Dragon King with his power. The rest of the dragons try to avenge their king, but soon they were killed here. Here Uzi and Chen fall off a building, but Chen grabs them both and starts carrying them away from there. Chen tells to fight, but Chen feels that the task of saving Uzi is more important at the moment. Just then a deity attacks them, but Chen turns into his dragon form to escape from it. The army of the gods is unable to stop him, and seeing him going away, the general attacks him with an arrow. Guan thinks that this attack will probably not make any difference to Shen, but the general says that it is very difficult to survive this attack and he will not be able to go far, and it does exactly the same and Shen gets injured and crashes in a nearby forest. Guan then asks his soldiers to find the sutra by any cost, but despite their best efforts, they find nothing. Guan knows that the dragons are very skilled at magic and thinks that they may have disguised the sutra and hide it. He says the Dragon King has not given his life unnecessarily, but I will also not let the sutra go from my hands. Meanwhile, Chen thinks that Uzi may have been killed because falling from such height, but Shen tells him that Uzi cannot be killed and tells that she is not a dragon. He then transforms Uzi with his power and Chen sees that Uzi has turned into a lotus. Shen tells that this is the real form of Uzi and this is the sutra which we are hiding from God's King Tian. He then tells Chen a 16-year-old story where the gods sent some people on a journey to the Western Paradise to bring the sacred sutra to the human world. They believe that when the sutra comes here, prosperity will spread everywhere and all evils will be removed. After much difficulty, they obtained the sutra and gave it to the king of the gods. According to legends, the power of a sutra can only be controlled by the person chosen by the sutra itself. This was known to another deity whose name was Rulai, and then Rulai fought with King Tian and took the sutra, but he was very injured, so he took it to the Dragon King and requested to save the sutra from King Tian. Since then the Dragon King was protecting the sutra. To protect Sutra, the Dragon King gave it a human form and started raising her like his own daughter. Shen thinks that the gods have found out that the sutra is in the form of Uzi, so he requests to save it and take the sutra back to Western Paradise. Shen asks Shen the way to Western Paradise. Shen tells him that you must first go to Changhen City, where you will find a man named Zhang who will help in taking Sutra back to Western Paradise. Shen is badly injured, so he takes a promise from Chen to keep the Sutra safe. Only then a deity Feng reaches them and Shen goes to stop him despite being injured. Feng uses his power on him and already weak Shen cannot take it and falls to the ground. Shen goes to check on him and Shen explains that his body has been weakened by General's arrows, but his dragon soul is still strong. He then sacrifices himself and begins to transfer his dragon soul to Chen because without his help he cannot fight with Feng. With a loud bang, the dragon soul is transferred to Chen and Chen's body vanishes. Now Chen's whole body is on fire and he feels a powerful energy inside him. Feng also sees all this and thinks that after all this little kid will not be able to stop me. He kicks Chen and takes of the sutra and says that now King Tian will be very happy. Chen gets very angry and he somehow snatches the sutra back from the flying Feng and starts running away with it. Then Feng uses his magical weapon on him and he imprisons Chen in a pagoda. The walls of the pagoda begin to crush him, and seeing the blood coming out of it, Feng thinks that Chen may have been killed. Then suddenly the pagoda starts collapsing and before Feng could understand anything, Chen activates the dragon soul and comes out of the pagoda. He attacks Feng and injures him, and Feng also understands that Chen has become very powerful because of the dragon soul. He immediately sends some magical birds towards the dragon palace to convey the location of the sutra to the minister and tells Chen that now the sutra will not be able to stay with you for long. But then a dagger from behind injures him. This attack was done by some small Ashura demons who have come with Ashura leader. Feng knows that the demon hate the gods and starts running away in fear. But the little demons start chasing him and at one place they catch him and starts eating him and the story of Feng ends here. The leader of the Ashuras comes to Chen and asks him that what he's doing in this area. Then Chen tells him the whole story and says that he was just running away from the gods. Then the Ashura leader sees the flower in Chen's hand with a magical light emanating from it, and he understands that the gods want it. After thinking something, he lets Chen go from there, but at the same time he warns him that if Chen come here again, Ashura demon will kill him. Saying this, he leaves from there and Chen also starts going out of their area with the sutra. Chen remembers the sacrifice of the dragon clan and promised to protect sutra in his heart. Due to the dragon soul, his wounds also start healing automatically and he somehow comes out avoiding the danger spread in the forest. The next scene is at the dragon palace where Feng's message reaches the minister and he also learns that the sutra is with the wolf demon Chen. Here, Chen makes a basket to keep the sutra safe and then remembers the Earth God to ask for help. Earth God also hears his call and once again comes in front of him. Earth God knows everything but he refused to Chen due to the fear of gods and he starts going back to the ground. Chen tries to stop him and asks him about Grandmaster Zhang. Earth God comes out and tells him the direction to reach Zhang. Then he gives some gold to Chen to survive in the human world because without money he could not survive among humans. Chen starts moving forward with the gold and soon he reaches the city. He's very surprised to see the living conditions there. Only then he sees food in front of him, but the shopkeeper refuses to give food without money. Then Chen gives him the piece of gold, and seeing this, so many shopkeepers gathered around him. The shopkeeper somehow sends people away from there. Chen asks him about Master Zhang. That man points to a building in front and says that Master Zhang runs a biggest restaurant in this city and you will find him there. Chen reaches the building to meet him, but the guards stop him outside and then Chen once again uses the gold given him by the Earth God and the guards send him inside. There he sees Zhang sleeping and tells that he wants to take Sutra back to Western Paradise and needs Zhang's help in this. Zhang remembers his dangerous journey after hearing the name of the Sutra and then angrily throws him out of the restaurant. Chen pleads in front of him and says that you are the only one who can save the Sutra from falling into wrong hands. But Zhang hasn't impressed and he tells him that Sutra has nothing to do with me. He warned Chen to stay away from him and angrily attacks Chen. Chen tells him that many people have lost their lives because of the Sutra. Upon hearing his words, Zhang remembers an old friend of his, the Monkey King, who was as fearless as Chen. Only then the people there start running away in fear of someone, and it is known that it is Gama, a deity of King Tian, who has come here to take that Sutra. Gama also recognizes Master Zhang and forbids him to interfere in Sutra's affairs. He then asks Chen to return the Sutra and sends 2 of his fighters to capture him. Chen takes Sutra and starts running from there, but the fighters block his way by taking out their weapons. Chen tries to save himself from them and calls Zhang for help. Gama warns Zhang not to help Chen because the God King has given him a lot. It's revealed here that 16 years ago Zhang and his friends bringing the Sutra from Western Paradise, that's why he got a lot of respect from the gods, and this restaurant is also given to him by the gods. Gama orders Zhang to go back inside the restaurant. Zhang wasn't liking all this at all, but he's helpless, so he starts leaving from there. Chen gets very sad to see Zhang going and understands that now he has to do something. He starts fighting with those fighters and then activates his dragon power and attacks them. Seeing Chen's power, Gama himself comes to fight him and kicks Chen, causing him to fall away. Then Gama starts brutally beating Chen using his magical powers. He tells Chen that even though you have dragon power, but you cannot win over me. Injured Chen once again asks Zhang for help, but only then Gama starts attacking Chen more. Coming inside the restaurant, Zhang refuses all his companions to help Chen, and then Zhang remembers an old moment where Zhang and his friend Monkey King came to know the truth of King Tian, and that's why the gods had taken the Monkey King captive. Even at that time Zhang couldn't help Monkey King due to his fear, and King Tian had rewarded Zhang and silenced him. Zhang thinking all this and gets very angry and he curses himself. Suddenly a pure spirit comes to meet him there, and this part end here. This anime isn't available in English dubbing, so if you liked it then please let me know at the comments section, and it's my humble request to subscribe my channel.